Hey, well, I just got done installing the semi-gloss paint on the top and the edges, and I decided I just used the 2-inch throwaway paintbrush. I was going to use my 3-inch, but the 2-inch worked fine because I had to kind of cut it in the best I could and do across here. It didn't really take me that long to do that, and I didn't get it cut in exactly 100% perfect, but that's okay. I got it as best as I could. When that dries, you're not even gonna really know it because it's the same color paint. But this just gives me a little bit more durability on these shelves, especially since they're right here next to the little kitchen in this condo. Okay, if we're gonna put food and stuff like that, and then the other ones by the washer and dryer upstairs, I did the same thing. And the thing I wanted to tell you about the craft paper too, when you use craft paper, the good thing is you know when you've dropped some paint, and before you walk off the craft paper, you can step and see if there's any paint on the bottom of your feet, and before you start walking out on your nice floors or your carpet or whatever. You know, I could take a little piece of carpet pad or something, some old carpet pad, and I could set it down here, but you just look on the craft paper. You know, it really works out good. You've got to get it. One of these days, I'm going to really convince you that you should start using craft paper instead of the real thin plastic or canvas, not canvas, but you know, those big heavy drop cloths that painters use. When you put something like that down on the floor, you don't know if there's any paint on it, where the paint's dripped on there. You start walking all over the place. You're walking all over on the paint, and then you've got to have those drop cloths forevermore and store them and all that kind of stuff. This stuff is easy to store, man. Here, this is how you store your craft paper. Look at all the craft paper I still have left for all kinds of things. And I'll still bring out some for here, and I won't just tape it down kind of like this. See, I'm just not going to do that. You know, and I could put it all along here, 3 foot wide, all the way across, and tape it all down and stuff. But no, I'm going to take just a full piece. Let's just imagine this is a full piece, okay, 3 foot wide and stuff. I'm just going to shove it up there like that with my foot, and then I just kind of slide it along, and I'll have like an 8 foot long piece, or maybe 9 or 10 feet long, depending. And see, I don't have to tape it and stuff. And if you will remember, when I paint the baseboard, if I don't get it all the way down to the bottom, you know, as long as I'm within a 1/4 inch or so of the floor, and if I happen to tag the floor a little bit, and if I'm within a 1/4 inch of the baseboard, I can leave that paint, because remember, I'm going to put 1/4 round on there, and I'm going to probably use 5/8 1/4 round, and it's a pre-finished white, and it comes in lengths at Home Depot. I think they're 8 foot lengths. 8 foot lengths or 10 foot lengths, but I think they're 8 foot lengths, and it's this plastic stuff, and it's white all the way through, so if it scratches, it's still white. And it might even be the same color as the baseboard. I still have to paint this baseboard, but once I get that, I'll show you it, and if it matches, if it blends in really good, all I'll have to do is put some white caulking on the back side of it, and push it up there, tape it to the wall, let it dry, pull the masking tape up, and then take a nice bead of caulking on the top of the 1/4 round. And I may not even have to paint that 1/4 round. If the 1/4 round, there's 2 different kinds of 1/4 round at the Home Depot. One is like an MDF pre-primed 1/4 round. Then of course you have to paint that. But this other stuff is like plastic stuff, and it's white, and it might just work without me having to paint it. Stay tuned for that, but hey, I hope I've made a believer in you of using craft paper from now on. Whew, I was supposed to paint today. Do some painting, you know, down by the baseboards and cut in. I did some cut in yesterday. What do you think about that nice straight line up there? Look at that. Boy, that takes it out of you too. Twisting and holding your mouth just right and squinting and making sure that you're careful along the window frame and stuff like that. I didn't get a chance to do that. I ended up doing some other things, and now I'm waiting for a lady who's supposed to come out here. And why is she coming out here? You remember I told you we're going to be replacing all these appliances because eventually I'm going to take this countertop out of here and we're going to put in quartz countertops and a new sink and new appliances. And so I thought, hey, why have somebody else haul away the appliances when I could maybe sell them? And I told you I was thinking about putting them on Facebook Marketplace, which I have never tried before, the Facebook Marketplace. I've opened up accounts on Craigslist before and sold things on Craigslist in Maui, but I've never done that here on the mainland. And so I thought, okay, let's try it. And remember I told you that I would let you know my progress on that. Well, look what I got in the garage. I've had these things in the garage for the last, about a week or so. See, here's the stove, the gas stove top, and the gas oven, and the dishwasher. Isn't that nice? Look at that. Why throw that away, or why have somebody come out and install a new one and take the old one and haul it away? What do you think they're going to do with it? They're probably going to take it to the dump or recycler and they just throw it off their truck and not have it be used again. I don't like doing that. I want to keep my carbon footprint as small as possible, and one of the ways to do that is to recycle, and one of the ways to recycle is to sell it to somebody else who can't maybe afford to buy a brand new one nowadays. You know, we just looked at dishwashers, by the way, and we're getting one from Samsung. You know how much the thing cost? It was like $989 or something. I think I was thinking, are you kidding me? I mean, yes, it's stainless steel and it's resistant to fingerprints, so I'm not quite sure how that works. It's not the real stainless steel that we're getting, but this one happens to be real stainless steel, I believe, and I don't know how old it is, but it's in really good shape. Nothing wrong with it. Still works. The stove, it had a broken handle, poor thing. I was initially thinking if we were going to keep this for a while, I would fix it. Put some crazy glue on it, put that back on there and stick it on there. And if you're using this handle a lot, take the handle that you fix and put it over here on a burner that maybe you're not, a back left hand burner or back right hand burner that you're not really going to use much, and then take that handle, stick it over on the one that you're going to use, you know. So anyway, she's coming in about an hour. She purchased these two. She did a bundle on me. I had those two things for sale, the refrigerator for sale, the microwave for sale, and a washer and dryer for sale. And she did a bundle on me because she's going to buy those two and the refrigerator. Now she knows that we need to use the refrigerator for a couple months after we move in. We're going to be moving in here in about a week or so. And before the new appliances come and stuff, we're going to use this counter for, I don't know, 3-4 weeks. And then when we know that the countertops are almost ready, then I'm going to rip this thing out of here. Okay. Then as soon as the countertops come in, then we've got scheduled new appliances coming in. Okay. So we need a few things. My word, we can't have nothing here. So we're going to leave the microwave. And we're leaving the refrigerator, but she's going to take the refrigerator, so she's giving me a deposit. So 700 Somalis, $700 total she's given me for the refrigerator and the stove and the dishwasher. Initially, the dishwasher was $225, the stove was $225, and the refrigerator's $395. Okay, but she offered me $700. She told me she's trying to redo her little kitchenette, area, she's got white appliances and she really likes the stainless steel look. And so voila, that's what I'm doing. And hey, in 2 months, she'll be out here picking up the refrigerator. So 700 bucks I just made by putting these on Facebook Marketplace. I still got the microwave I'm hoping to sell, and the washer and dryer I'm hoping to sell, and also a toilet. I've got a toilet in here, and perfectly good. There's nothing wrong with it. I got that on Facebook Marketplace, and this flooring that I pulled up, all this oak flooring. I'm trying to make a deal with this lady who's thinking about doing a van conversion and thinking about using this stuff to put inside the van. But I don't know. I may have to lower the price. It's tongue and groove oak pre-finished flooring. And so I've got that on Craigslist, or not Craigslist, but Facebook Marketplace. I decided not to do Craigslist this time. I had pretty good luck. I had 337 inquiries on a refrigerator, because it shows you how many people look at the different things. And I'm like, wow, that's pretty good. I mean, I had probably maybe 15 people so far responding to just the refrigerator, and then I had quite a few responses for the stove and the dishwasher. So Facebook Marketplace, does it work? Yes. Try it next time you have something for sale.